The last video on the channel was all about improving solo play within Escape from Tarkov. Today's video, however, is all about team play and how you can work better in a group. One big factor is finding out what the optimal number of players for your group size would be, and there are many varying factors to help you decide this. The first one is communication. When running in teams, the biggest factor to take into consideration is being able to communicate valuable information to your teammates quickly and efficiently. The information that you need to communicate is vast, however some of the important ones include locations, whether it be enemy locations, your locations, or locations that you would be interested in visiting. You need to know what specific areas on the map are called. Knowing map callouts are very important. You pick this up generally when you're watching Tarkov streamers or content creators, but personally I think you pick it up a lot quicker by studying the maps. The maps of Tarkov have callouts written on them, and if you associate different areas in raid to the areas on the map, then you can pick up different callouts a lot easier. I have linked a brilliant website down in the description with many different styles of map for each of the Escape from Tarkov locations, and I recommend using this as a source for improving your map knowledge. Other things that you need to communicate is your health status and ammo situation. This is important for your team to know as it affects the pacing of your team. If you have a blacked out leg, then let your team know that you can no longer sprint for any more than 3 steps. They will also then know that you're on painkillers, and they can possibly keep some spare if you happen to run out of your own. They will also be able to slow their pacing to keep you covered if you're out in an open field without cover. Also, you want to tell the team if you're refilling mags, because you're not able to move when you're doing that, so your team will have to adjust their pacing again to keep you safe. And although communication is vital for any team play, it is equally important not to over communicate. Listening to footsteps and other ambient sounds will be able to give you the edge if your team is pinned down somewhere, because you're being cautious moving through the map. So I recommend talking less about your dig sizes and focusing more on the game in tense situations and firefights. Feel free to have some friendly banter every now and then to keep the conversation flowing and keeping it friendly, but when you are in firefights and you are in tense situations, make sure you're focusing on the game. Don't over communicate. It's a good idea if you're aware of what your team is wearing. Take a couple of seconds at the start of each raid to look at each of your teammates. Study what your teammates are wearing down to the glasses on their head, because the more knowledge you have on what your teammates look like, then the less likely you'll end up having the awkward conversation of, I got team killed, why did you team kill me, blah blah blah. You can also coordinate your outfits to be like the Kardashians of interchange if you wanted to, by going in with the same armor sets, and therefore you know that anyone that isn't wearing that said outfit is an enemy, or more likely to be an enemy. Obviously you might still run into people if you're going with meta armor, they might also be running meta armor, but you know. If you also want to avoid the dreaded team kill talk, I recommend your squad stick closer together. Nobody in your team should run too far ahead unless it's already been discussed in the form of a strategy. It's a lot harder to mistake your teammates for enemies if they're in a 25 to 35 meter radius from you. This can also help you clear your surroundings. If your teammates are around you, they can watch certain areas while you watch others. It makes it a lot more difficult to miss an enemy if all angles are constantly being checked. When going in as a team, I feel like it's necessary to use gear sets that will benefit each other. This is where it is important to confirm whether you're going low, medium or fully geared before you go into a raid. This will allow all teammates to be rocking similar tier weapons and armor, meaning that you'll have equal contributions to firefights. It isn't worth going in as a 5-man team and only having one person with full gear and the rest running pistols or hatchets, as you'll find that the person with full gear will just be carrying the rest of the team, and the team will end up as more of a hindrance than a help. It really is important to build a relationship with the people that you play with. You want to come out of a raid and think, wow, these people are really cool and interesting people, rather than, wow, that raid was tedious, them guys are so annoying. I found that running with people that you actually like and talk to, like just chilled out, is going to improve the flow of communication as you feel more relaxed around them. If you have friends playing this game already that you know prior to Escape from Tarkov, then this can be far easier as you already know these people and how they're like in terms of their personalities and their style of gameplay. If you don't, or you want to meet entirely new people, then I can say that this will be a bit different. I recommend joining a bunch of different Escape from Tarkov community discords. Mine's in the description, you know, if you just want to quickly check that out. And then when you're in there, I would talk to as many people as you possibly can. join a few voice chats like looking for groups and stuff like that, and run a few raids with multiple different people. Find the ones that you feel suited to your playstyle more and run a few more raids with them. Then you can decide whether their personality suits yours and whether you can get along well with these people and build up a relationship from there. Now, I say this a lot with any of my guides for Escape from Tarkov, but it's honestly true. It's so hard to improve anything without practice. So once you've found a group of people that you really enjoy playing with, make sure you consistently play with this group. Over time, you'll get more comfortable playing with this team and your team play will become more fluid. Consistency is key to improving anything in Escape from Tarkov, and this is why I have a very select group of people that I would team up with. I've played with these people for long periods of time and we are very familiar with each other's playstyles. And because we know each other so well, it makes running raids a lot easier. We don't over communicate, we get the feel, and we still have that fun, chilled out banter. Now, finding the perfect amount of people to run with is important. Take into consideration all of my previous tips mentioned and the fact that you've already tried running raids with many different people throughout community discords. And then you can come to this decision rather quickly. For me, I don't find it as easy to focus if I'm in teams of 4 and 5. I only really team up with 1 or 2 other people at any one time. And this is also good if you're just starting out in team play. Start off in small groups and then build yourself up to 5-man teams to then decide how many people you can actually cope with. Because starting off small is a lot easier than throwing yourself in the deep end and getting just confused and bogged down in all the shit. To summarize, communication and consistency are 2 words team players need to live by. Practice really does make perfect, and with good communication your team will be able to storm any building better than SWAT teams storm Twitch streamers' houses. Be aware of your team size though. In a group you're creating a much larger footprint in raid and making more noise than solo players. Be aware of your surroundings and never think that you are a big bad team and you're invincible. Being overconfident is the biggest downfall for any team. Right, that's it. That's my advice. That's done. I'm dropping the mic and now I'm going to go play with myself. If you guys loved me, then let me know in the comments below and hit that like button. Hard but not too hard, just how I like it. You guys are my favourite and I promise that subscribing to this channel will give you a 75% chance of getting laid tonight. Check out the important links in the description and maybe you'll find my Pornhub account, who knows. But anyway, toodle pip, cheerio, I love you lots, thank you for watching till the end, and now a little word from my beautiful sponsor, Shadow. I'd like to thank you all for staying to the end of this video, but before I end it, I'd like to tell you something about Shadow. Shadow is a company that I'm working with to promote max gaming PC settings anywhere you are. Shadow is a cloud-based subscription service which allows you to subscribe $30 a month and you can play any games, max settings anywhere you are, which means you can have a broken up PC, a shitty laptop or a Mac, and you can still play games like Tarkov in max settings, 1440p, 60 FPS, and this is actually how I record all my gameplay and stream Tarkov at this point in time. So if you liked how the game looked in this video, then check out the description and it'll take you to Shadow's website. You can do more research there, and if you do decide to sign up using the code SAM10, you'll get $10 off your first month. Thank you so much everyone. Toodle pip, cheerio, enjoy your evening.